Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at two watches from the same company, and that is Oceanica. The watch on the right is the Stingray, and I would say this came out about 6 months before the Manta on the left here. So they both have ceramic bezel inserts, both have sapphire crystal. Manta is a flat sapphire versus the domed sapphire on the Stingray here. The Stingray is a little bit thicker as well. The Stingray is 14.2 millimeters thick, and the Manta is 12.7, so about 1.5 millimeter thicker. This is a very thick and beefy watch. Part of the reason for that is the domed crystal, and also it has the NH35 movement, the Seiko NH35, and the Manta has the Miyota 9015 movement. So you can see the Manta is a smoother sweeping second hand there at 8 beats per second versus 6 beats per second on the Stingray. Price for the Stingray, $300 MSRP, but it appears to be sold out. And the Manta appears to be sold out as well, and that MSRP was $349 on sale, but it looks like the price before that was $429 or $419, somewhere around there, but it looks like they're both out of stock now. So let's take a look at the side of the case here. The Manta is definitely the 62 Moss styling. I'm not sure what this is styled after. Maybe you guys know and can let us know in the comment section. Definitely have a thicker bezel as well. The bezel is probably twice as thick, or actually it's a bit of a optical illusion. The bezel on the Manta is sloped. So you can see how it slopes up or slopes down, however you want to look at it. There we go. So let me know which one you like better. Interesting how it looks like they changed the logo here. Let's zoom in on each of these watches. They both have applied indices, and they both have BGW9 Illum applied to the indices and to the handset. This one's a little harder to read. The dome and the AR coating, I don't know, it kind of just distorts things. I'm trying to read what that says. It says Stingray. Okay. And the bezel inserts are shiny on both of them. The sloped one is not quite as bad to read with the glare on it, because it's sloped. It kind of deflects it a little bit. So again, applied indices and then BGW9 Illum in those applied indices and the handset. Bezel action on both is it's pretty decent. I guess I'm not really much of a bezel action snob anyway. Just if it's really bad, I can tell, and if it's really good, I guess. So a little bit of play on it, but it's not that bad. All right, let's zoom back out and we can talk about the dimensions here. I'll just do one at a time. We'll talk about this one first. Lug to lug, 48. Case diameter is 41.5. Then the bezel is proud of the case. So the bezel is 42.5 millimeter. Makes it real nice and easy to grab this bezel. The thickness, as I mentioned previously, 14.2. 22 millimeter lugs, and those taper down to 18 on the bracelet. So a very nice taper. This is a H-link style bracelet. And the crown is 7 millimeter. Weight on this, size for my 6.5 inch wrist, I have removed all the links. So the weight on it is 171 grams. Definitely a big beefy watch. I still do have all the micro adjust left though, so you could probably go down to 6-inch wrist, maybe even less than that. Yeah, I would say you go down to about a 6-inch wrist. So there is the Stingray. Okay, Manta Ray, a little bit longer on the lugs, 48.2, 40 millimeter case diameter. The bezel does stick out a little bit, so it's probably about 41. Thickness, as I mentioned before, 12.7 thick. And this also has 22 millimeter lugs, and this strap tapers down to 20. They're both rated to 200 meter water resistance as well. So let me get this one on wrist and then the other one, and then we can look at the loom. And we'll close out this little comparison video here. So again, 6.5-inch wrist with a 52 millimeter wristband. I also do have the Stingray in blue. So if you want to look at it's definitely more of a blue on the Manta Ray. This is a very dark blue. Almost looks like it's black. But hopefully you can see the difference in color here. So let's get the Stingray on wrist. Then we can check out the loom. If you have not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so. I greatly appreciate it. Like the video and leave a comment below. So solid end links, solid links. This portion of the clasp is milled. The safety clasp is stamped, and this part is stamped as well. And again, we do have 6 micro adjust. Just definitely a tank of a watch on wrist. Yeah, it looks too big on the camera here. Let me zoom out, and it'll look a little smaller on my wrist. I'll put the other one back on real quick, and then we can look at the loom. So there we go. I really do like the styling of these 62 Moss styled watches. So, all right, I'll be right back with the loom. All right, so I'm holding both in my hands here due to this other one not laying down on the table very well, but Manta Ray is on the left here, and the Stingray is on the right. Loom on the Manta Ray is really not all that good. Stingray, I have no complaints about the loom on the Stingray. They're both using BGW9 loom, so I guess it's just applied better on the Stingray. Not really sure why there's a difference here. When I was shining the UV light on the Stingray, it almost looked like the handset was blue and the rest of it was green, but looks like it's the same color here. All right, so that will conclude today's video. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Now let me shine the UV light on here and see how it looks on camera. Yeah, I don't know if it's coming across the camera, but by eye, the handset looks blue and everything else looks green. So anyway, catch you guys in the next video.